What's up? How's it going? The audio is not in sync. How is the audio not in sync? It's just a video. Some music playing behind it. What's up? Happy Monday morning, everybody. What's up? Oh, you're saying Twitch is ahead of YouTube. Yeah, so guys, if you didn't know, I'm streaming on both platforms right now. In theory, this will be the last time I do one of these live streams on YouTube. I'm going to be moving all of this over onto Twitch, which is just twitch.tv/best Damn EDC. So if you want to go view over there, I've got both chats up. Ooh, multi-stream. What does that look like? I can't imagine this is going to be good. It's not showing me anything. Oh, I can see both Twitch and YouTube right here in one feed. That's really nice. Let's just do that and turn this off. You have both streams open. That is dedication. I appreciate it. Rudy, 10 p.m. here on the other side. Wow, what's up? Jack Archer, what's going on, man? So I wanted to do something a little different, a little more fun for this stream. So I have some unreleased items here in these bags. I would unbox it, but I already did that. We got a new flashlight. I think it's new. I don't know. Olight just sends stuff and doesn't really tell me what's going on. They sent me something else, but I already packed it away and took it home. I may take it backpacking Friday, and I got my bag, somewhat packed, and I don't have everything they sent me, so there's some stuff kind of spread out. A lot of packages came in while I was at the beach. A lot of packages. This is one of them. This is something I really wanted to pick up. I got one from Blade HQ when they first released these, and then I traded it away because so many people asked me for one because they sold out very fast. But this is the Vox Dapper. Come on. The Vox Dapper from Blade HQ. And I ended up trading it away just because so many people were asking, and I kind of regretted it. But I've got another video coming up soon, and this knife needed to be on that list, so I picked another one up. What's up, Yvonne? Good morning, everyone. What's good, Taylor? Getting my OSL gun deck quick draw today. Nice. Is the Arnie in the thumbnail yours? No. So the thumbnail, it's in the description. It's from Stitch Souls over in the Discord. So just for the record, when I do these live streams, rather than taking my own photos because I'm lazy, I have you guys submit your thumbnails over in the Discord. There's a channel called Thumbnail Submissions. It's not really because I'm lazy. I'm mainly just wanting to give you guys a chance to get your pictures featured elsewhere. So we now have the website up and running. Posts are getting published every single day, during the week, every day. We're now publishing your photos on Instagram again, and then I'm back on the EDC Weekly. So I'm really pushing really hard to get all that stuff back to where it should be. Twitch is a dead platform. Stay on YouTube. Wow. First time on Twitch, so far I like it more than YouTube for live stream. That's what Twitch is built for. I wouldn't say it's a dead platform. Not at all. If I was smart, here comes a train. It's probably going to be pretty loud. If I was smart, I would have the live chat on screen. And I'm sure I could do that pretty easily, but I don't have it set up right now. First sample knife is 2 days away from arriving. Nice. Knife trading game. Kind of love your utility knife with your logo. Well, good. Buy one. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more action on my YouTube channel than there is Twitch because, well, I don't have any followers on Twitch. Looking good, man. The health kick is suiting you, buddy. Thank you. I just took a week off of caring about anything and just kind of went ham at the beach. Not ham. I didn't go all out, but I didn't focus on food really, I just kind of ate what I wanted. And I gained some weight, but it's okay. Like, that's just part of it. It's an ebb and flow, and came back, drank a whole lot of water, and, shed that water weight that I put on, or was the water I was retaining. And, yeah, feel good. Got to get back in the gym, though. Hey Taylor, I bought a Best MEDC tactile turn sight unseen. It's in the mail, and I've never seen one. Do you have one there you can talk about? Somewhere, but I think it's in the other room. I can grab one. Trading, as in going to work with blacksmiths and selling custom-made games for EDC and display. Interesting. What's up? So yeah, I would really appreciate it if some of you guys would watch over on Twitch. Go follow over there and watch. Ooh, super chat. So this does not show me super chats. Thank you for I don't know what currency that is. Yeah, so if I do the multi-stream, it does not show me super chats. Hari Shankar, thank you for the 29, whatever that currency is. I don't know what that is. So I don't see super chats. That's very interesting. YouTube is about 20 seconds behind. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to have to separate the chats. 18 viewers on Twitch. Nice. If you guys want to head over there, give me a follow. I do think I'm going to do more streams over there. I may keep doing the Monday lives here, but for the most part, if I'm doing live streams, it's probably going to happen on Twitch. There are a few reasons, and I've talked about it a few times now. One of the biggest reasons is live streaming here on YouTube, because I don't typically live stream. It really throws the algorithm off, and the videos don't perform as well. It hurts the other videos that I upload because it's confusing the chat, or not the chat, the algorithm. I'm reading the chat and talking about the algorithm. It confuses the algorithm and just kind of throws stuff off. So yeah, it would make more sense to just separate them. And plus, diversifying, right? If I ever were to get demonetized on YouTube, for example, I don't think I'm in danger of that. We've seen it happen. If I were to get demonetized, it would give me kind of a backup plan. So just kind of spreading out and creating a parachute if need be. Not that I think I need one right now, but could definitely, come in handy down the road if anything were to change. What is your favorite CRK knife? Umnumzan. Easy. Easy peasy. Umnumzan. What is my Twitch name? Best MEDC. Same as it is everywhere. Picture seems better on Twitch. Makes sense. 29, that is rupees, and it's 39 cents. Well, YouTube's getting most of that. But thank you regardless. Thank you. What do you think the bulk of the market is for startup custom knife business? We'll be aiming for EDC on the one hand and fancy display knives on the other. You reckon volume or exclusive? I don't know. Probably exclusive stuff. The scarcity is really what drives sales, in my opinion, in the EDC world. But then again, you've got stuff like the Elementum, which actually was kind of a balance of the two, right? It was high volume and a good deal, but then that high volume was not enough volume. Thank you for the $1.99. Steven, what's up, man? I've never owned a Medford knife, no, but the Slim Midi is probably the only one I would buy, most likely. But I don't know. I'm torn when it comes to Medford because of who runs it, Hey, Taylor, would you do another bang for your buck EDC video? Maybe. I don't know. Well, in what regards? I don't know. I've done a lot of budget stuff. 5 knives that make me happy. I made a video right before that whole thing took off, and I did 10 of my most carried knives. All of those make me happy, so you get 5 extra knives in the answer. Why am I not going to Blade West? I was looking forward to a Best of EDC fishing charter. I'm not going to Blade West because my schedule's really packed for the rest of the year. Like, we worked really hard to get sponsors and line stuff up, and nothing happened, and then just boom. I think I'm mostly scheduled for the rest of the year. So I had to, like, cancel some plans. I will have to add mods. I've got some mods on Twitch, actually. Live like an hour away from your area. Should do a best Damn EDC meetup so we can all share stories, beers, and pocket trash. I want to do a big, like, camp out. Like, I don't know where to do it or how to put that together. Maybe I can talk to Nate from Dirt Lifestyle because he just did something sort of like that. Do I still recommend the Groove Life belt? Yeah. I have a different one on today. Twitch censors the D from best darn. Are you serious? Twitch censors damn? I am destined to fail on Twitch. Wow. I have not had any experience with the trucker's hitch from Hitch and Timber. Let me go grab that knife or the pen really quickly. T. Gamble, I know you're probably tired of hearing this, but when is Whiskey Knife Fight coming back, or is Whiskey Knife Fight coming back? I was talking to Jeremy yesterday, and he's like, dude, we got to do it. So many people are asking me all the time. Yeah, I don't know when. It won't be this week because I'm going backpacking. I'm leaving midday Friday to go backpacking. But to the guy who asked about the best Damn EDC tactile turn, this is the original. I'm not going to fix this thing. It doesn't want to focus today. This is the original that I made at Rick's shop. There's no refill in it, so it's loose. But we did a little blurple bolt. We actually acid washed this clip and then lasered it, so you have the reverse. You have a dark clip with light lasering, and then bronze anode the body. The ones that were made by Rick and sold in mass, were pretty much the same setup, but this is a short. I wanted it to be on a short. Still have the blurple bolt, but the clip is reverse. So it's a stonewash clip with darker lasering. The original one was at full size. So there you go. Overland Expo meetup could happen or Best MDC meetup could happen at Overland Expo. That would be cool, and it's close to me. Overland Expo is in Asheville, I think. I mean, there are two. I think there's west and east. But, yeah, I don't know. That would be... well, I'm busy that weekend anyway. The only bad thing about Twitch streaming is that it doesn't play well with my Roku, so I can't watch the stream on TV. Well, that's fair enough. Also, Roku sucks. We have a TV with built-in Roku, and it's okay, but... Roku just doesn't work well for me with anything. I would prefer Apple TV. Chromecast kind of sucks. There's just not much. I don't know. Built-in smart TV that always sucks. Hey, my Land Rover's not ready. Speaking of, I think I'm buying everything this week for the Land Rover. This week or next. Greetings from Aruba. Wow. Welcome. The studio's looking great. Thank you. If you notice, there's no white trim anymore. We had to repaint while I was out of town last week. We repainted the whole room. Well, they repainted the whole room. I didn't do anything. And I was like, if we're going to repaint, let's hit the trim because the white trim was just too much. So now I think it looks a lot better. I just have to get stuff back on the walls. I came in here last night to get everything back in place, but yeah, there's nothing on the walls, and I do have all of my art for the walls in this room, a little closet. This is the same building, but the one door down. The office opened up. I had to have a space for Megan and Joseph. So they took over my old office where I used to work and edit. And I worked in the studio where we shoot all the videos for a little bit, and it just wasn't efficient, right? The whole point in having a studio was so that I could have everything kind of leave it in place, right? But what happened was I'd shoot a video, and then I'd have to tear everything down so I could work in there for a few days, and then put it back up, and tear it down, put it back up, tear it down. And it just wasn't efficient, so got a new office. Mark Santos, what's your EDC today? It's linked in the description, but since you asked, I'll show you. I would buy your Oz if I had money. So I have the Gent, the Vox, not Gent, Dapper, the Vox Dapper, Blade HQ knife. I also am carrying the TRM Atom, and God, the Dapper got me, man. Right on the end of my thumb. I don't even know how that happened. It doesn't look so bad, but that is a really bad spot because that is where I flick my knives from, like right in that little divot, and that goes right on that thumb stud. So I've got to use my thumb differently now. But this is the TRM Atom. I also have Urban Survival Gear Tie Scribe Go for the pen in the pocket today. Short in titanium. Raylight Pineapple Mini in titanium. Wallet is the Hubei 2.0 from OpenSea Leather in this special leather, which you guys will find out about later this week. I've had this thing for a while, and now I have more information. That's why I don't use finger guillotines. It wasn't the finger guillotine. I actually did it to myself. And then in my pocket is this little guy, the Mini Champ in Topo, and I have some news. We could drop these this week, I think. If I can get everything together, just stay tuned. I'll let you guys know, but I think we're going to try and drop these this week. Topo Mini Champ. That is my carry, plus some AirPods. Are you back on the MacBook train for editing when you do it rather than your custom PC? Yeah, so I'm streaming from my custom PC, but I edit with Final Cut. So can't do that from a PC unless I turn it into a Hackintosh. So yeah, I edit from Final Cut because it's just so much better. I've lost dozens, if not hundreds of hours of work to Premiere crashing on me and not saving my changes despite me trying to save my changes. There was a bug at one point with Premiere. It was not long after I paid for this computer, actually. There was a bug with Premiere that, man, I have my autosave with Premiere set up for every 5 minutes. So at most, theoretically, I should only lose 5 minutes of work at the very most. So I went through an edit last year sometime. I probably spent 2-3 hours working on it, and then I hit the save button and it crashed. It disappeared. And I didn't freak out because I had autosave. So I went to my autosave folder and it was empty. And I'm like, oh shit, I lost everything. I lost 100% of my work on that video, and I just had to start over. And I got into it again. I went probably about 45 minutes to an hour. I hit save and it crashed. There was a bug last year with Premiere that caused Premiere to crash when you tried to save your project. So you literally could not save your project. It was the worst, and there was nothing I could do. I just had to wait until they updated it. So I think that might have been when I switched to Final Cut. No, that's not true. I switched to Final Cut when I had COVID. I don't know what I did. Maybe I found a way to revert to an older version. I don't remember what I did, but that was the worst. It was the worst bug that I've ever experienced. But yeah, that was one of the final straws for me and Premiere. I love Lightroom and Photoshop and a lot of other Premiere or Adobe products, but Premiere has just cost me way too much time. So I switched to Final Cut. And not to mention, this is a almost $5,000 gaming PC that I built specifically for editing, and it still struggled to keep up with my 4K multicam stuff. So I do the 3-angle multicam stuff for all my videos, and it would just chug along and just bog this thing down, and this thing should be able to handle it. I've got a 2080 and i9. I don't even remember all the specs, but it just couldn't handle it. And the only way to get something better would be to, swap this out for a 3080, which really, honestly, should be overkill for editing video. But what I can tell you is that I switched to Final Cut with a MacBook, and it's not struggled one bit. It's a significantly less power than this computer, and it's just the perfect integrate. It's vertical integration, right? Apple controls the software and the hardware, and they can optimize those things together, and there's just nothing quite as good. I mean, you can throw a ton of horsepower at a program, and if that program is not properly optimized, it does not matter. So I'm sticking with Apple. It's just going to be what it is. I've not lost a single minute of an edit, not a second of an edit since switching to Final Cut because of the different way that they deal with it. Your entire edit, if I'm not mistaken, is saved as an XML. So you have your raw video files, and then your edit is an XML. So it's a very, 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 very small file for your edit, and it's updated every single time you do something. So if the program crashes, you open it back up, and you didn't lose anything, nothing. It just automatically saves. So it's a no-brainer. It really is. The unfortunate part is that the MacBook Pro is expensive. But now if you get an M1 MacBook, they're not that expensive. Well, compared to the MacBook Pros that I have with the i7 in it, mine was like $4,300. Megan has one that was less than $2,000, and it edits just as well. So M1 will be the real way to go, but I just upgraded my MacBook, so I'm not getting another one anytime soon. Sorry, that was a long rant for a very simple question. Sorry. It's just something I'm passionate about because it put me through a massive headache last year. Actually, is this an i9? I think I went AMD. I think I went AMD with this thing. I don't remember my specs. I don't know if I can even... How do I look it up? I know how to look it up. I made a video about it. There's a video called Unboxing My Monster PC. It's the worst video that I have ever uploaded in terms of views. But I did make it. So we have an NZXT H510 Elite. The cooler is the NZXT Kraken 763 or Z63. Motherboard ASRock X570 Taichi Wi-Fi. GPU is the Asus ROG STRIX RTX 2080 Ti. CPU is AMD Ryzen 9 3950X 16 core. I have 32 gigs of RAM, 1000 watt PSU, and then not nearly enough storage. I have a mechanical keyboard. I have a couple, but I'm just not into them. I talked about this last time. I prefer the flat MacBook keyboard. I just wrote on one when I was a writer. I wrote on one every day for like 8 years, and I just prefer it. there's no way it should struggle. It struggles with I struggle with saying those things because I'm just not, I'm not technologically literate anymore. Those are healthy specs. Yeah, I dumped almost $5,000 into this thing. The unfortunate part, the part that really chapped my ass, was that I spent so much money on this computer, and the 2080 was like a splurge, right? I spent $1,300. Not quite. I got a discount from NZXT. So let me rephrase. NZXT gave me a pretty healthy discount on this, like 25% off. But without the discount, it would have been like 48 something. I think I paid under 4. I don't remember the exact situation there. But there's a product manager at NZX2 who's a fan of the channel, was in the Discord, and I was talking about building a computer, and he's like, let's get you a BLD build from NZXT, and hook me up. So thank you, NZXT. And Josh. Josh is the guy who set it up. But, yeah, the unfortunate part is that I splurged on the GPU because I was like, let's max out the GPU. And like 3 weeks after this thing arrived, not even 3 weeks, I think it was the week this thing arrived, or the next week, the 3080s came out. So I think the original price on that GPU was like $1,200. And a week later, they were selling on the secondary for like $300. Now that's changed because the market has changed. But yeah, I was like, oh man. So yeah, I would maybe eventually upgrade it to a 3080, but I don't really need it. I really don't. Have I had the Coke plus coffee? Not the like market, not the like openly available one you can buy, but I have made Coca-Cola coffee before in various forms. I used to do, before there was Best Damn EDC, there was the Best Damn coffee, and I experimented a lot with coffee. What? I don't like how Apple gets products out of their shelves and others get left out, like some EDC Samsung and so on gets left out on some EDC, and that's disappointing. I don't know exactly what you mean. This holiday season will be expensive. I plan to buy my mom a new iPad and my dad a Rockstead as a thank you gift for recently helping me. Well, that's very, very kind of you. I wish I could get a GPU writing out my 1070 now. I got another PC in my old office with a 1070 in it, and I may take that home and make that my home gaming rig just so I can stream stuff. I tried to stream video games while I was at the beach. People in the Discord know this because they saw that I had the forest open for like 5 days straight because I launched it from my iPad through Steam Link, and then it just wouldn't run. It was just super laggy, and I left it running. But yeah, if I get my gaming PC at the house, I can stream to like my iPad or my TV using Steam Link. But yeah, I want like lazy console-esque gaming, but I can't buy a PS5, so that's my workaround, I guess. Dude, I'm dead says barely does light gaming. I don't know what the original. Are you talking about me doing light gaming? I used to game a lot more, and then I had 2 kids. When's the coffee going to be available? So I just talked to the guy at the coffee shop, the owner, this morning. And dude, I'm dead as Steve. Oh, yeah. And I set a deadline for December for the coffee. If I can get Carry Commission relaunched by December, then I'll have coffee whenever I relaunch. Oh. Favorite way to make coffee on the trail. So I've not really ever been backpacking. I went backpacking and made a video about it years ago, but the whole trip was a catastrophic failure. I was extremely out of weight. I didn't know that I had scoliosis. I had way too much stuff with me. I think my pack was like 50 or 60 pounds. It was awful. This time I will be taking instant coffee. There's a company called Swift Coffee or Swift Cup, and they make some pretty good instant coffee, and I'll be taking that in a little Ziploc. When are you and Jeremy making another podcast? Not this week, but hopefully soon. Do I invest much? No. I should. AeroPress, that's what I took with me the first time, but it's just too much for the trail. I have an ultralight backpack, so my pack is a 40-liter, and all the stuff that I currently have is already filling it up, so I'm trying to cut and reduce, and I only have a few days left, so I got to figure out what I'm doing. Selling the coffee through Groundwork. So they're going to roast Verb Coffee, which is Groundwork. Groundwork now sells Verb Coffee, which is their coffee. So Verb Coffee is the roaster. Groundwork is the location. Verb Coffee will be roasting my coffee, but I'll sell it through Carry Commission. You'll probably be able to also pick it up there, maybe. I don't know. We haven't talked about all that. I've tried various forms of Starbucks coffee, and I've never liked any of it. Did I get the Nkosi yet? It is in my P.O. box, so I'll have to get it after stream. It was delivered after I sat down here. Do I want to invest? You are sounding awfully pitchy here. Yes, I want to invest, but I'm not sure where to start. It's something I've talked about with my friend recently, and he's done pretty well. So I'm going to take his advice and the advice of another friend and probably start investing very soon. Now, if I find some extra space in my bag, I do have an AeroPress Go that I could throw in. But I'll have to pre-grind my coffee, and we're only gone for 2 days, so it's not really long. Do you guys want me to get into these packages? I have a few things to open, show you. Now, I did buy a knife, and it came when I got back, or was here when I got back, and I have lost it since. I think Alex moved it. I'm just not sure where it went. Their instant coffee is the only that I found that tasted like real coffee. If I can't get the Swift Cup in time, maybe I'll go pick up some Starbucks. I'm hunting down a large Sabinza, and it's not easy right now. I'm picky with what I want. When there's one in stock, my debit card goes, nah. So suspicious purchase, and I give up with the bank. Show us the money. AeroPress Go is not very big. It is not. No, it is not. So what you do to get around the AeroPress Go being small, what I have historically done with the AeroPress is make really, really strong small cups and then dilute a little bit with more water. So I'll use like 25 to 30 grams inside the AeroPress and steep it. You brew it inverted so that you can steep it like a French press. And then you flip it onto your cup and press, and you can get a very, very strong cup. And then you can water it down a little bit. You can cut it, and it'll make it better. Death Wish coffee. No. All right, let's open this up. So first I'm going to show you this right here. Prototype, internal use only. Well, it's not sent to me for internal use anymore. Tried anything new on the smoker lately? The most recent thing I tried, I was out of town last week, so the most recent thing I tried was a whole chicken. And it turned out pretty good, but I still prefer the thighs. Okay, this one is much smaller than I anticipated. And it's got a very thick blade stock. This is kind of like the Vox MO, though. This is the Copita from Urban EDC Supply. the titanium version. It is very small, like full 4-finger grip though. And that is what Vox, that's what Jesper is so good at, is maximizing that grip in such a small knife. So this is the titanium one with blue accents. I don't remember all of the finishes. I know there are some micarta ones. Action's pretty good. Got no complaints with that. Flies out. This is like a, somebody said pretty. It's like a prettier Suru, you know? A little more shape to it. It's kind of got a little bit of a Polar vibe, but much, much nicer. These are $200. They're on pre-order right now with Urban EDC Supply. I think the ship time frame is, what is it? I don't remember. Yeah, so this is pretty nice. It's small. It's definitely smaller than I thought it would be. This is the Dapper, and it is quite a bit smaller than the Dapper. If I can line those up. Is it ProTech Runt size? I think it's a little bit bigger than the Runt. Just a little bit longer. About the same blade size, though. More handle. This is the Copita, Urban EDC Supply Vox Copita. So it's not out yet. Needs a lanyard. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. All these small knives need lanyards. Well, all knives. All knives need lanyards. If you're going to do a chicken, gotta go spatchcock chicken. So what I did was I brined in pickle juice for 4 hours and then smoked it. But chicken thighs are always the way to go. Always. I'm not carrying the power pint right now, but I have been carrying it quite a bit. Okay, so that's the Copita. You can see right here. Urban EDC Vox Copita Titanium. Multi-stream Taylor slip into reading matrix code. What? Spatchcock chicken is basically just splitting the breastbone and cooking it spread open. That would probably be a good idea. It would probably also take far less time. So can you guys guess what these are? I just showed you the Copita. Not a fan of the Baby Banter. I like the Baby Banter. It's very, very small, and I think it's a great deal. Nitro V, liner lock on bearings for that price. It's great. If you don't like small knives, you're probably not going to like it. Did I hear you were in Charlotte, moved here from California in June? I am in Concord, so just north of Charlotte. Can I carry a fixed blade here or an auto? Carrying autos is illegal. You can own them, you can't carry them. Fixed blades have to be open carried, so you cannot conceal carry a fixed blade. This is the new Baby Barlow. Speaking of baby knives, this is the new Baby Barlow from Urban EDC Supply and Justin Lundquist. So the former version was a clip point or a drop point. This is a Warncliffe, and they have made a few updates, not many, but there are a lot of different color variations, and I quite like the blade shape on this. It makes it much more utilitarian in my opinion. Where do I get my lanyards? Breast bonus censored. Welcome to Twitch. Where do I get my lanyards? I make them. There is this leather cord you can get from Hobby Lobby It's also on Amazon, but it's cheaper at Hobby Lobby. Or at least it used to be. They got rid of their coupon. It does remind me of a razor blade. So I like this one personally. The green and orange. Imagine me liking a green knife with a stonewash blade. It's a really good size. It's small, but I would be cutting with it mostly like this. So cover up that handle. Kind of have to run your middle finger over the pivot, and I would hold it like this, not this. I mean, I don't find myself ever really cutting with a knife much like this. I typically grip my knives like this. And then the third one is the all titanium version, which I haven't even opened this one yet. It's a little shiny. It's a little shiny for my personal taste. I mostly like I actually really like this black one. My Micarta one is significantly lighter too than the titanium. Are we watching Taylor slice his finger? No, I'm going to be very careful because I already sliced my finger in the worst spot. There we go. Those are all three of the baby Barlows. What did I call it before? I don't know what I called it. It's the baby Barlow. I actually think my favorite, it's really a toss-up between the black G10 or black micarta and the G10. I think this one's G10. This one's definitely micarta. This definitely looks more like G10. In fact, these are really, really lightweight. Let's see what they weigh. Black blade looks the best. I honestly wish that it didn't have this orange. If this was like a more neutral color, I would probably go for the green. But the green and orange makes it look very like hunter-esque, as in like shooting animals in the woods hunter. You know, green and orange is kind of their thing. Baby Barlow. Let's see what we got. Is this the new one? Nope, that's 2018. So I bought another Baby Barlow. I was going to compare them, and I lost it. So I don't know where it went. Well, we'll just go to Urban. So all of these are available for pre-order. Blade length on the Barlow is 2 inches. Very small blade. 2.4 ounces. That is, I don't know if that's for the titanium. I would imagine that is for the more lightweight one. This is very, very lightweight. The titanium one has considerable heft. These are also prototypes, I should note, so they may change a little bit. But the Copita, this one's also very small. I'll show them both side by side here in a sec. The blade length on the Copita is 2.26, so 2.25 inches. And the micarta weight is 2.2 ounces. Titanium is 2.6 in the Copita. Yeah, I would imagine these, I don't know, these are very, very light. Green and tan would have been a better choice. I agree. And just to show these side by side, you have the Baby Barlow and the Copita. So the Baby Barlow is actually smaller than the Copita. It's really hard to get a feel for that. It's easier to compare size on a flat surface. Love it, but would absolutely lose it. What, this thing? The action on these is fantastic. Justin is a master of the front flipper. And if I'm not gonna be, if I am gonna be honest, these are easier to unlock than the original. The original I've been struggling with lately, and that also could be due to my thumb. Just for the record, worst cut location ever. I've never had a custom fixed blade made. That's not entirely true. I have custom fixed blades, but they weren't commissioned. I bought them pre-made from BMKT. The biggest knife I own is probably my Cypher. It's huge. Or one of the BMKT fixed blades I have. Actually, no, I have had a custom fixed blade made. Father Hunter from BMKT. Biggest not fixed would be my Cypher. Are these knives for ants? Yes. You had me at front flipper. Guess I'm pre-ordering the baby Barlow. So, just for the record, the front flipper on the Barlow, just like before, is actually like a top front flipper, right? So it's not a front flipper like this. It's more top. Just saying. Oh yeah, better ergos, 100% the Capita, 110%. Honestly, the ergos on these not great, but they're more traditional-esque. This is much more modern, and you can just see the curves. It just kind of melts into your hand. It's a Voxnez design. That's really what he does. It's Jesper Voxnez at his best. So definitely goes to the Capita. Are you guys talking about those garage built gear pouches selling for $200 and $300? I have 2 of them in the room over. That's insane. William Toole, I appreciate what you do, Taylor. I appreciate you. The garage built gear pouches are selling for $200 and $300. Why? What? I'm confused by that. Probably not the Mighty pouches. Let me look it up. Garage built gear. The Mighty pouch, $40. Yeah, I have 2 of them. Pretty sure. How small is this? Let me go look. Hang on. Check my DM on Discord. Oh, yeah, I saw that yesterday. Hang on. Let me go see. Garage Built Gear sent me one of these a long time ago. Hang on. So we are talking about this right here. My guess is the killer feature is the Velcro, which mine doesn't have because mine's from last year. This right here is going for $200 to $300. Why? I mean, it's made really well. Don't get me wrong. It's waxed canvas, and it is built extremely well. Garage Built Gear does not falter in that way at all. All the stuff I have from them is really high quality. 180-ish for this is still ridiculous. There's nothing anybody could do to make me want to pay $180 for one of these. They are handmade, yeah. That doesn't make them $180. The Rip Ruck, I had to get rid of the Rip Ruck. I really loved it. I had no complaints with the Rip Ruck itself, but I had a theory, and that theory was that it magnetized two of my watches, really expensive watches. And yeah, I think it was the bag because there was nothing else. I was running my hand into the bag and out, into the bag and out, and I think it magnetized my watches. So the four magnets at the clasp, I could be wrong, but yeah. How can you pray for me? For what? Better come with a sandwich and a nap. Yeah, I just can't imagine that kind of money for something like this. It's just too much. It's too much. I actually use a nut sack. Admin pouch is what I carry. This stays in my backpack all the time. And inside, I have some flits because I rust things, and some alcohol wipes, microfiber, and a hank. And then I have inside here, oh no, sue me, I have some KPL still, some Loctite, a screwdriver, and a few other things. I have another screwdriver I want to show you guys, but I need to confirm that I can show it to you first. I don't think I can show it yet. Cool little screwdriver, but I don't think I can show it. But yeah, the nutsack admin pouch is what I carry. I think this, for what I need, is just a little too small. What backpack? I've been carrying the same backpack for a long time. London Bridge Trading. I do have a bunch of patches. I don't even know what's on here. Yeah, just some random patches. London Bridge Trading. This is their, I don't know what size. I don't really know anything about it. I just throw it in my bag. Throw it on my back. Need to grab a pair of shears. The JRW and Coke is big money. I think I had 15 of those Coke Ranger Eyes in my toolbox over there. And JRW, he just handed me that. LBT 14-liter pack. There we go. That's what it is. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's fine. It's a good bag. I need to upgrade my bag, I think. Current favorite auto knife, Runt 5 for sure. I just started getting into Ranger Eyes. I think I'm going to have some Ranger Eyes made, but you guys are going to wait. I'm going to wait until I get some more stuff finished. You'll see. What time is it on my side? 11? Almost 11. I know what shears are, but why do I need shears? This is the new flashlight I was going to talk about. And I'm less interested in it now than I was. Because this is you would imagine, i5R EOS. So AA sized, R meaning rechargeable instead of the i5T. They haven't posted about this, but it is on their website, so I'm going to talk about it. Or unless I'm out of the loop and this is old. The Ripruck is a great bag. I do miss it, but it magnetized my watches, and that really upset me. So rechargeable, I think it's great that it's rechargeable. I thought the same thing, but there's a problem. There's a big problem. They did this the worst way possible. It's fine, but as you notice, there's no way to expose any kind of USB port. And that's because they didn't actually make this rechargeable. They just put a rechargeable battery in it. And this is the worst way to do a rechargeable flashlight, honestly. USB-C, which is nice, but still, it's the worst way to do a rechargeable flashlight. You have to take the whole thing apart. I got pretty excited when I saw i5R, but looks to have a pretty solid beam. I can't tell if it's kind of looks like it's got some green tint to it. Every one of these cheaper Olights definitely tends to have a green tint. It doesn't look like it up there on my arm, but on my hand, it makes my hand look yellow. Stick with my Okluma, Reaver, or CWF. Yeah. If I'm not going to have actual rechargeable flashlight, then yeah. I agree. That's a bummer. Yeah, make it like the i1R. Exactly. Why? It's not a rechargeable flashlight if you have to just recharge the battery. It's a rechargeable battery, not a rechargeable flashlight. Why call it rechargeable? It's not. The battery is. That's frustrating. I mean, otherwise it's exactly like every other i5T, right? There's no significant difference here. If I'm not mistaken, you could probably put this battery in the old i5T and it would work in theory, right? I've seen a lot of rechargeable batteries like this. My Phoenix that I bought for video had one too. It's just kind of how do you like the new watch band? I've looked at it a few times and never bought it. This watch band, this is actually Groove Life. And I'm not sure if there's some sort of stitch on the inside of this. I think it has a stitch. Something's scratching my arm. Wait until the i5R Pro comes out, next week? Still working on my own flashlight. I've not done anything with that in a while, but the long play is yes, there will be a flashlight, but I don't know what the status is right now. They do make upgrades, yeah. They tried saying not to put that battery in the i5T. They say the hardware is different. But in theory, this is just a rechargeable AA, right? I mean, I have no problems trying it. Warning, risk of fire. Non-universal battery. Do not install in any other product to avoid product damage. Only charge with USB-C. So, a proprietary battery. The other way to try it out would be to put a AA in the i5R. Wow, you look great. Have not seen your videos in a while. I'm pleasantly surprised by this new look. Thank you. Best Tim flashlight. Will it be any good? Will what be any good? My flashlight? Maybe. Try the battery in the old Olight. I think I still have some unopened i5Ts, honestly. Yeah, that doesn't make sense unless this is a very powerful AA. It is a AA sized. Let's see what this is. 1,400 milliamp hours, which is very high. 2.4 volts. 3.4 watt hours. very high milliamp hours. Do it outside just in case. Put a AA in that bad boy and watch the world burn. I don't have any AA's right here. Sorry, but they can cram their proprietary battery with walnuts. Please tell me the Victorinox is being released today. Not today. Not today, but maybe Friday. I will let you guys know later today. I think they're going to be released Friday. I just have a little weird thing about that, releasing them, and then I'm going to be backpacking when they release. So I'd rather be around, but I don't have any problems trying to release them this week. Maybe we could do it Thursday. Let's do it Friday. Okay, hold on. Let me go get a battery. And another i5T. It's not a AA, it's a 14500. I wonder if it's got no, hang on. It is a very high capacity. Just saying. So I've got two 14500s here. One buttonless, one with a button. Did I ever fix a Bradford? No. I wish. So this looks like, honestly, 14500 and AA's are so similar. So we can get all these lined up. So in the far right, my right, this side is 14500. Middle is the proprietary Olight. Hold on, that's really hard to do. And a AA. Let's see what happens. I would hate to sacrifice one of these. I really like these 14500s, and I've not been able to find them. There's one that came with an Okluma. But let's see what happens if I put this in there. It works. One output. There's no two outputs. I can order them from Jeff. Okay, that's good. I could probably just DM him. Let's put a AA in here just to see what happens. I don't care. It's probably going to do the same thing. Works fine. What would be the point? What would be the point in making a flashlight like this that didn't work with AA's? Vape Cell 14500s are good. Yes, they are. All right. And I have one of these i5Ts. So I think, if anything, it won't work the other way. Let's try it out. They say don't do it. Works fine. I can't think of anything that would cause this to not work. It's just feels a little warm, even from quickly turning it on. 14500 should also work in here, theoretically. Taylor living dangerously. Damn. 14500 and this thing is bright. Taylor living dangerously. Yeah, the 14500 and an i5T is very bright. Whoa. And it overrode, so this i5T, this spatter, speckled, I don't know what they called this. Notice it has that gradual, I don't know what you'd call that. When you put the 14500 in it, it doesn't do that. It overrides that. I like the O bulbs if I'm going to be honest. The ramp up, yeah, it just overrides that. It's instantly bright. Don't put it in your mouth. So it will likely burn out eventually. Damn, that is way brighter. The original i5T will take a 14500, but it's not set to handle that voltage. I mean, that makes perfect sense. That's a lot of voltage. Let's look at these in terms of specs. 3.7 volts, 2.4 in this custom proprietary one, and a 1.5. So 1.5 is what comes in the i5T. The i5R comes with a 2.4, and a 14500 is a 3.7. And just for the record, how many volts is this one? The AA. I should know, but I'm just blanking. Does anybody know what a typical 1.5? Okay, yeah. So let's get this right. This one goes back in here. More power. Don't put it in your mouth. Hey man, hope your day's going well. It is. I hope yours is as well. Just trying out some new gear. Lumen Top FWAA for the win. For real. Comparable to the high setting on a Kluma. I think it looked brighter than that, honestly. What new knives? I already showed them, but the ones I showed off earlier were the new Baby Barlow in Warncliffe and the Vox Capita. Both of these are Urban EDC Supply exclusive knives. This one's actually technically an Urban EDC Supply knife. Doesn't have any branding on it, but it is the Urban EDC Supply Vox Capita, and this is a Baby Barlow. Love my FW, but I keep turning it on by accident. Click it 4 times fast, and then I'll put it in lockout mode. And if you do turn it on, it'll only turn on moonlight, and it's momentary, so you have to be holding the switch for it to be on. 4 clicks. Somewhere, not in here apparently, I have my FW3T. They are different lights, but they have the same user interface. Also, when I said Olight just keeps sending lights, here's the i5Ts. I think there's like 4 more in the cabinet. Oh, I get that, but when I need it, then hit it 4 times again, and it takes it out of momentary. I use moonlight most anyway, so I put it in lockout, and it's just a momentary flashlight how I need it. Power pint or the squirt. If you want more of a multi-tool, power pint. If you want compact, squirt. Oh, I know they thrive off social media. I haven't talked to anybody at Olight in months. And there's a package out for delivery today. I think 2, actually. Okay, well, Bill, I can't help you. Trying to tell you how to set it up. I can't help you. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to go to use the bathroom. I will be right back, guys. FW lights are very much not meant for defense, as great as they are. I agree. Ordered July 30, shipped. Bill, the more you use the lockout, the faster you'll get used to it. Yes, that. Hang on, I'll show you. I keep leaving you guys. I really just need to move my toolbox in here. Wow, my ex gave me the Ridge as a birthday gift. Best thing she ever did besides leave. Wow. Which light did he grab to use the bathroom for promotional purpose only? What? Spyderco action or Benchmade action, in your opinion? You've handled more knives than I. It's really knife by knife, right? I've had some PM2s with blade play that were really stiff for whatever reason. Just didn't seem to make sense. I've had a bug out that just would not loosen up and break in. I've used it a bunch. Didn't expect to get that one read out loud. Yeah, well, you type it and it's interesting. I'll read it. So yeah, it's really case by case, right? The best action I've had on any Spydercos and Benchmades would probably be the Mini Adamas, because that's a heck of a blade. But yeah, the PM2s that I've had, some of them are great, some are not. And I have a pair of 3 right now that is really, really good as far as action goes. All right, so FW3T is different than the AA because it's an 18650, not a 14500. But for the most part, it's the same flashlight, right? Different battery capacities, a little bit different in terms of driver and everything, but for all intents and purposes, it's the same thing. So I have mine set up in the step mode. It's actually not supposed to be in that. So what do you get? What do you 4-click in here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. Nope, that's not. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to just switch the mode. Now it's in programming. I'm just going to go through this. Okay, we're back on this. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So now it's on ramp instead of the step mode. The very bright flashlight. This is the one you have, the FW3. All right, so 4 clicks. So currently, I just tap to turn it on. And that's memory mode. Hold gets you into moonlight. So if I know it's stupidly thick for that. What are you talking about, Alex? Know what? 3-click. Yeah. Okay, you're on the 20-second YouTube delay. So it's momentary mode, but if I hold, it turns on moonlight. And then you can, if it's off, I can double press for turbo. Very bright. But then you can 4-click to put it in lockout. So lockout is moonlight momentary only, which is my most used function in a flashlight anyway. And then you can get out of that. Maybe, hang on. Gotta let it sit for a second. And now we're back. I have not used this in a very long time because I have this. When I carry a big, thick flashlight, it's usually this one, which, to be fair, takes a much smaller battery. I wish this took an 18650 18650, but it does not, unfortunately. Yeah, Turbo Glow. I got the blue Turbo Glow gasket. Blue Turbo Glow gasket. And this one has green. And this one also has a glow button. This focus is just not going to work today, is it? But yeah, these right here are fantastic flashlights for the price. They're phenomenal. It's just there's so much. I would not recommend them to someone who just wants a flashlight. If you just want a flashlight to work, just get an Okluma. I know it's expensive. There's other ones. If you want something a little cheaper than an Okluma, get a Raylight, right? Raylight is going to be your most straightforward flashlight, really good for the price, or a Prometheus if you just want a flashlight. If you want something that you can program to work however you want, get something like a Lalima flashlight. This is the Ion. There's a few different Lalimas, or get a Lumen Top. This is going to be more along the lines of an Okluma in terms of price, $450-ish. This is going to be like $100. If you want the aluminum version, it's like $40 or $50. You can't beat this in terms of features, functions, reliability, all of that for $40, $50. You cannot beat the FW series. But they are not for the faint of heart because they are pretty complicated. Now, you can set it up how you want, spend the time, learn it, set it up, and then never mess with it again, and it'll be good. But for flashlight beginners, would not recommend an FW. Which light is what? You kind of have to learn the UI. Yes. Yeah. There are a lot of, like this one has a programming mode too. This one I put in kind of a complex mode. So I have my red secondaries as my first modes, mainly because of that moonlight, right? This is really, really dim. It looks brighter than it is, right? I can stare at this and it does not hurt my eyes, but in the camera it looks very bright. It's not. Then there's a bright red, and then it goes to moonlight, and then really bright modes. Or I can let it time out, and I can do red, pause for a half second, and go straight to turbo. So this light's really cool, but it's not for everybody either. Alex M., thanks for pointing that out. Anduril is based, base lights are not for great for beginners. They're not. Bye, William Tool. Have a good day, man. Does that have the Dragon driver? This one, the Lau Lima? Yes. Dragon driver. Best budget light. Depends on what you want to do and what size light you want. No Batman signal. Welcome back. Welcome back. I don't really think Dragon Driver is as difficult, right? You can just use it straight out of the box, and it's going to work like a normal light. The programming is confusing, and I think that's really just because the documentation is not great. I had to look up a video to understand how to program the Dragon Driver. Same for, what is the smaller one? The one that's in the Arcadian? It's not a Dragon Driver, but it's basically the same thing. I cannot remember what it's called. Regardless, Chimera. Yeah. This will work just straight out of the box. You don't have to know anything about it. Just push the button and you can figure out. This one, Anduril, is very, very different in terms of that, right? You can click and you can get through these modes, but there are so many modes. So let's do 2-click hold. That is, I think that's a candlelight mode. Oh, God. And that is specifically why they say don't look at this light. It's not candlelight, it's lightning storm. I just see 3 dots when I close my eyes now. I thought it just died or something. I can't see anything. That was so bright. And double click gets you to the next mode. I think this is the candle flicker. God, I can't see. That was so bright. Next mode is bike strobe. And that one's bike strobe too. No, one of these is, oh God. This is lightning storm for sure. Why would you want a lightning storm mode? Honestly, the only reason I could imagine needing something like a flashlight giving you a lightning storm, seriously, is, okay, there are 2 reasons. Like if you're camping, maybe, and you want something like, I don't know, that one's kind of dumb. But the real reason would be if you're shooting, like filming something and you want to simulate a lightning strobe, you can do that with this. I have, like, my studio lights also have a lightning mode. So you can, that I understand, but if you wanted something in a pinch, you could maybe make this look like a storm outside, but it would be tough with something this small. Haven't you seen The Accountant? Okay, so then there's triple click. What is triple click? Oh, that's battery check. Right? 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's battery check. So if I double click, what is this? Just regular? 1, 2, 3. I don't remember all these modes. I'll have to pull up the, let me show you this, because you guys aren't going to believe it unless I show you. Anduril. Is that how it's pronounced? Anduril. This is the user interface or the manual that you get in the box with the Lumentop flashlights. What is this? Well, that's not going to work. Let's try this. Let me screen share. Yeah, here we go. So this is the Anduril UI. I do not have the FWAA. This is an FW3T. What are you Morse coding us? Okay, so this is your main mode. It's so hard to follow. This is your main mode. You have a ramp or a step setup, and you can switch between them with 3 clicks. Right? That's what this 3C, here I'll pull this up. So 3C means 3 clicks. Whoever wrote this or drew this out they do not understand user experience at all. So you can switch back and forth between those while the light is on with 3 clicks. So off, memory, like reading this is so difficult, but you set your ceiling and floor when you go into your 4-click, which puts you into programming mode. And here are your actions. 1 click, 1 hold, right? So hold puts you on your floor. 1 click puts you at memory, I guess. Yeah, memory. 2 clicks puts you at your ceiling, so your turbo mode. 2-click hold apparently also puts you there. Doesn't make sense. That's not right. Holding will go back up and down when you're in your smooth, or step you up or down, just depending on, like, it's complicated to talk about this. 3 clicks get you back and forth here. Other action, which is not showing up here. Yeah, can anybody else follow this? It's pretty. 4 clicks is ramped configuration while on. 5 clicks is manual memory. So I guess you can lock your memory in. And then 5-click hold is automatic memory, so it remembers where you were. So you can have the light turn on with 1 click to a certain brightness, or you can have it turn on where you were last by 5 clicks or 5-click with a hold. It's taken me a lot of time to really figure this out. When you're just looking at it, it's really confusing. Okay, so when the flashlight is off, here are your other modes. 4 clicks, like we talked about earlier, is the lockout mode. 5 clicks gets you momentary on with strobes. I don't really know what that means. 6 clicks is muggle mode. So this light can get very, very, very hot. So if you're going to hand this flashlight to somebody else, you click it 6 times. That little flash indicates that you're in muggle mode, so you can turn it on and off. That's it. It's this brightness, and that is it. And I think to get out of muggle mode, you have to take the battery out. Pretty sure. And when you turn this, it'll flash again, letting you know it's made connection with the battery. Maybe it did. It didn't flash, but it's supposed to. And then that 3 clicks like I did, that gets you to your battery check. And to get between them, I think it's just 2 clicks. Yeah, so sunset mode. Sunset mode gives you an hour. I think it is an hour of flashlight, and it slowly dims over that hour. Then there's a beacon mode, so it just kind of flashes. And then a temperature check. I'm not sure if I think that's the temperature of the flashlight. Maybe it's No, it's temperature of the room, I believe. You can use it to measure the temperature of the room if you configure it. I think. I don't know. Okay, sorry. Holding is a foul. I think Nick Shabazz described this user interface as a war crime. Yeah, it is so atrocious. But if you figure it out, it works well. It's just... Sorry, I'm also covering up some of this stuff. Sorry. Yeah, it's just very, very difficult to figure it out. So 3 clicks, I'll show you. This gets us into battery check. Nope. It's not in muggle mode. 1, 2, 3. It's not in muggle mode. 1, 2, 3. It's in muggle mode. I think. Maybe I never disconnected. Let's try it again. Okay. Okay. That's not how you get out of muggle mode. Maybe that's how you get out of the momentary mode. I think that's it. Muggle mode, you just click 6 times again. I told you it's been a while since I've done this. Okay, yeah. I'll show you. 6 clicks gets you to muggle mode or back. See this arrow? There's an arrow back for 4 clicks and then an arrow back for 6 clicks. For 5 clicks, it only goes in one direction. So if you put it in this momentary mode, now it's only like this. And the way you get out of that is to disconnect the battery again. Yeah. It's just, yeah, it's bad. It's ambient temperature, yeah. And yes, if the light has been running, or like Bill says, if it's in your pocket, it's going to be very warm. So the only way that you can use that temperature check is to let it sit for probably like 10 or 15 minutes to cool off. So that you can get it. It's similar to like one of those ProTrek, or what's the other, a Casio ProTrek flash or watch, where if it's on your wrist, you can't really get an accurate temperature. You have to sit it off to get the ambient temperature off body. Strobes. So to get into strobes, it's click, click, hold. All right, so this is lightning storm for sure. 2 clicks gets us to candle mode. If you can see that. Can you see that? So it's like flickering a little bit. This is a bike flasher. And you can make it brighter or dimmer. Party strobe. And you can speed it up or slow it down. And then tactical strobe is much brighter, and you can speed it up too. Or slow it down. Yeah. Okay, I think that's everything other than all the configuration modes, which are equally confusing. And if you have an auxiliary light, you can handle that with this. I don't know. 7 clicks, 7-click hold. That is too much. Too much. It's not in muggle mode. 1, 2, 3, say it with him. What? Yeah, I don't know. This flashlight is very, very good, but not for the faint of heart. Not for the faint of heart at all. I am going to bounce here in a few minutes. I got a lot of stuff to do today. New knife to go pick up from the P.O. box. Got to eat some lunch. I skipped breakfast. So my Warrior Mini is complex enough that I played with it for 5 minutes and then never picked it up again. This diagram is terrifying. Yeah, the diagram, like, I could not figure out how to use this flashlight from this diagram. I tried, and I could not do it. And what I ended up having to do was go into, I think it was a flashlight forum of some sort, and I had to read with words how this thing works. And whoever designed that should be punished. Whoever designed that manual or that instruction diagram should be punished. Any fun updates with the stuff you're coming out with? Yes, the Mini Champ should come out this week. The Warrior Mini is not very complex. Tail switch has 2 different modes, a momentary and a constant, and it just, depending on, it's a pressure switch, so depending on how hard you press the button, it's either low or high, and if you click it, it's constant on, and if you hold it, it's momentary. And then the side switch works like all the other Olights. So it's really not difficult. It's just got that additional tail switch, which I end up never using. Never, ever. Mini Elementum. I've not seen it. I was offline for a week straight. Elementum Mini. Keyring flipper. How small is it? The construction looks a little funky, if you ask me. But how small? Blade length, 1.83 inches. Interesting. What's the weight? 1.42 ounces. Steel key ring. Is there another picture? The photos don't really give you a sense of scale. $50. It looks cheap, though. It looks cheap. It is a frame lock. Steel frame lock. Hang on. 14C28N blade steel. The rubbed finish looks cheap. Here, I'll switch back to this. I don't have a button set up for it. The rubbed finish here looks very cheap. It doesn't look real. It's like too much on that finish, right? All the way from handle to tip is just, it's a little much for me. But a 1.8 inch blade, that's a small knife. It's going to be like in the ballpark of this size, I think. I wouldn't put that on my keychain, though. It's not that small. I mean, you don't have to put it on your keychain, obviously. It's a great use of my time in my college biology lecture, yes. We don't need a smaller Elementum. No, we don't. We really need maybe a slightly larger Elementum. Like the button lock is a good size. They should make a regular flipper Elementum in the button lock size. I was like looking at a Ford wiring diagram. War crime is an understatement. You're telling the guy who's about to have to rewire a Land Rover, so it looks chemically put on. Yeah, I agree. It doesn't look real. It does not look real. Okay. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. Just a reminder, the things I talked about today, the Copita and the Baby Barlow, are up for pre-order right now over at Urban EDC Supply. And this, I will have more information about when we're launching this, doing the drop later this week. Okay, cool. That's all for now. Thank you guys for hanging out. And if you have not, please go ahead and submit your carry. edcw.co. I'm doing an EDC Weekly this Friday, and the theme was fall carries. So don't forget. Thank you guys again for hanging out. I will see you guys here next week, sort of, over on Twitch. I don't know that I'm going to be here on YouTube next Monday, but I will definitely be on Twitch. So I'll see you guys there and over in the Discord. It's all linked down below. See you guys later.